فاصبر صبرا جميلا.
Now he brings up a very common issue, a very practical issue that can happen and does happen. And that is those who come late, those who are held up, or those who miss out on all or some of Jummah. All of Jummah or some of Jummah. What do you do? What do you have to make? What's the connection between Zuhr and Jummah? And obviously Jummah is going to take the place of Zuhr, even though that's a long debate, or is Jummah a substitution for Zuhr, or is it its own separate prayer? But for sure, if you make Jummah, you don't have to make Zuhr on Friday, on Jummah, right? So if you miss a rak'ah from Zuhr, or all of Zuhr, you're just going to make Zuhr. You're going to finish your Zuhr. But if you miss a rak'ah of Jummah, or both rak'ahs of Jummah, what do you do? Can you make a second Jummah congregation? Or do you complete what you missed out on? Or do you make Zuhr? That's the issue of discussion. He says, he who misses the initial takbirah, the takbirah al-ihram, he completes whatever he missed out on. He finishes his normal prayer. He says, أنه يقضي ما فاته فقط. يقضي ما فاته فقط. To make up whatever you missed out on. That's it, nothing else. If you've missed the initial takbirah, the first takbirah, the Imam's initial Allahu Akbar, you miss out on that, you make up what you've missed. And obviously you're thinking, isn't that with any prayer? Just because you missed the first takbirah, what's the difference? But it's not the same as coming in the rak'ah, let alone missing the rak'ah. It's a different view. He says, and some scholars, وَقَدْ ذَهَبَ بَعْضُ الْعُلَمَاء, and some ulama, they say, is that whoever catches one rak'ah, then he just makes up the rak'ah that he missed. That's it. Third scenario, alaykum salam, is he who catches the imam neither in the first takbirah, the first rak'ah, or the second rak'ah, until after the ruku'. The imam is sitting in sajda, jilsa, or tashahhud, sitting down. Then that's a different ruling. Alright? Number one, he who misses the first takbirah. Number two, he who misses what? No, one rak'ah, meaning he comes in on the second. And number three, he who comes in on the second rak'ah but after ruku'. The imam is sitting, the people are sitting down. Everybody clear on this? Three different scenarios. So the first scenario, he mentions the view of those who say, يَقْضِي مَا فَاتَهُ فَقَط, to finish whatever you've missed out on. The Prophet ﷺ clearly says in the authentic hadith, وَمَا أَدْرَكْتُمْ, whatever you catch, فَأَتِمُّوا, وَمَا فَاتَكُمْ, etc. طيب. Alright. فَمَا أَدْرَكْتُمْ فَصَلُّوا وَمَا فَاتَكُمْ فَأَتِمُّوا. طيب. He mentions Abdullah bin Umar and Abdullah bin Mas'ud, who say that whoever catches one rak'ah has caught Jummah. And whoever misses out on that, then he has to make four. Now you may ask yourselves the question, why didn't he mention a hadith? Why didn't he mention a hadith about this issue of those who miss the imam's second ruku'? There's a reason why. And one of the reasons is because of the authenticity of that hadith. And obviously the author didn't even mention it, but he just mentioned the athar. And as a side benefit for students of knowledge, those watching, this is one of the purposes of the athar, kutub al-athar, is that there are many issues, fiqh rulings, in which either there's no hadith to support, or the hadith is there, but the hadith is weak. It's unacceptable. So the next source is, let's see what the Sahaba said about it. Let's see what they did. Let's see what decision he made about it. And this is one of the fawaid of the athar. And this is one of the reasons, or one of the things that makes the book of Imam Malik such a beautiful book. Whereas it merges the two, a hybrid. There's the sunnah, and then there's the athar. Let alone the people of Medina. We talk about practical, holistic fiqh. Understand? Practical and holistic. As a whole. not just the text, but how the earliest, purest Muslims understood and practiced those texts, right? So he mentions these two athar here, these two athars from Ibn Umar and from Abdullah ibn Mas'ud with regards to if you miss one rak'ah, you come in on the second rak'ah, then just make one more. You don't have to make two nor make Zuhr. And if you miss the second ruku', then you're going to make 4. There's not going to be an additional Jummah from you coming late. As far as the ruling on having a second congregation or third congregation intentionally, then that's different. The first Jummah starts at 1. The second one starts at 1:45. The third one starts at 2:15. That's different. We're talking about the one who came with the intention of making the 1 p.m. Jummah. Understand? He came with the intention of making the 1 p.m. Jummah. And he came in on the tashahhud. Or the imam had already rose or risen from the ruku'. He has to make 4. You can't come in the tashahhud, the imam is about to salam out, you say, well, I'm going to make the second Jummah now. Khalas, that's gone. Fatatu, he's missed out on that. As far as the ruling of having more than one congregation, then that's a different discussion. That's a different discussion. And of course, speaking about this issue, takes us to another issue, which is, when you come late, what do you have to catch in order for you to have a solid, sound rak'ah? Do you have to recite the Fatiha? Do you have to catch the imam in qiyam? The imam is in ruku'. Do you have to make both takbirs? The imam is in ruku' now. I come into the masjid. Do I have to say Allahu Akbar, the ihram, and then what? Allahu Akbar again to catch him in ruku'. And what's the purpose of discussing this? Is that if I make 2 takbirs, then there's a chance that I'll what? He'll come back up. Understand? The imam is in ruku' now. So to start the prayer, to initiate the prayer, you're supposed to do how many? 2. Takbiratul ihram and then takbiratul intiqal, the movement. But the imam, he may come up before I get a chance to make it. So I'm going to miss out the rak'ah. So is it allowed for me to just make one takbir to go right into ruku'? Allahu Akbar. Clear? If I catch the imam in ruku', obviously I didn't recite the Fatiha. How can the rak'ah count? That's a discussion. From one thing, you learn 10,000 things. And fiqh is all connected. So to understand it properly in Jummah, we have to understand it properly outside of Jummah. Talking about the regular normal prayers. What is needed and necessary when joining the imam. Khair inshaAllah. Moving forward. Then he quotes Ibn al-Mundhir rahimahullah, an earlier scholar, who mentions is that there is consensus. There's no argument, no debate, no difference of opinion. There's no madhab stating that you don't have to make 4 rak'ats if you miss Jummah. There is no second Jummah for lateness. You have to make Zuhr. Consensus. All of them agree on that. That's not the same issue as intentionally coming for another congregation on time. I'm coming here for the 1:45. It's different, right? They may still be praying or whatever the case may be. You're in the parking lot, etc.